The day Earth's battleship arrived in the Zenari system, the entire galaxy held its breath. The Galactic Union had always dismissed humanity as a minor species, a backwater race from the Sol system that barely had a seat at the interstellar table. To them, humans were insignificant, useful as mercenaries, laborers, or traders, but not a real power. Certainly not a threat. That changed when the behemoth arrived. The battleship was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. It was not sleek like the elegant warships of the Elvery, nor did it have the organic, flowing architecture of the Zith. No, the behemoth was brutal in design. Sharp edges, thick plating, and weapon mounts bristling across its hull. It radiated power, not grace. And it wasn't alone. Flanking it were two smaller vessels, the Revenant and the Titan's Fist, each one more menacing than any warship the Union had ever encountered. They came in response to the massacre at Proxima Centauri. The Drath Collective, an insectoid race that ruled half the known galaxy, had made a fatal mistake. They had destroyed a human colony, assuming Earth would bow down like so many other races before them. The Drath thought humanity would beg for mercy. Instead, they got the behemoth. The Galactic Union's diplomats scrambled for answers. They sent frantic messages to their allies, urging them to prepare for what was coming. The Drath, however, laughed. To them, humans were nothing but pests, a minor inconvenience. They gathered their fleets, ready to swat away whatever Earth dared to throw at them. And then the behemoth opened fire. The first volley shattered the lead Drath battleship in an instant. Their shields, which had withstood centuries of war against lesser races, crumpled like paper under the sheer force of human weaponry. The Union watched in horror as humanity demonstrated something no one had believed possible: true technological supremacy. Plasma cannons burned through hulls. Kinetic rounds the size of city buses punched through enemy formations like they were made of glass. Railguns, moving projectiles at nearly the speed of light, shredded entire fleets before they could even react. The Drath screamed for reinforcements. They sent hundreds of warships to stop the human onslaught. It didn't matter. Earth had been underestimated for centuries. They had watched the galaxy, studied its technology, and learned its weaknesses. And when the time came, they didn't just catch up. They surpassed every major power in one brutal, terrifying moment. The Galactic Union panicked. If humanity could do this to the Drath, what could they do to the rest of them? Then came the final transmission from the behemoth. A simple message, broadcast to every world in the Union. Earth does not forget. Earth does not forgive. Stay out of our way. And just like that, the galaxy cowered in horror. The wreckage of the Drath fleet still drifted through the void, glowing embers of shattered warships casting eerie shadows against the backdrop of the stars. The battle had lasted less than an hour, but its impact would be felt for centuries. The Galactic Union's High Council, a collection of the most powerful species in the known universe, sat in stunned silence. The footage of the behemoth's assault played on a massive holoscreen in the center of the grand chamber. Not one of them had expected this. Ambassador Jular of the Elvari, a tall, silver-skinned diplomat whose race had dominated the galaxy's politics for millennia, was the first to speak. "We have miscalculated," he admitted, his usual calm replaced by unease. Humanity was not what we believed. The insectoid Kthari delegate, clicking its mandibles nervously, chittered in response. They destroyed an entire battle group. The Drath had nearly 100 warships, and the humans— "3," interrupted Grand Marshal Sorak of the Thalkesh, his feline features tense. "They only needed 3. A hush fell over the council. Humanity had never been taken seriously as a military force. Their fleets were assumed to be outdated, weak, barely capable of holding their own, And yet, here they were, standing atop the ruins of one of the most feared empires in the galaxy. But it wasn't just their victory that terrified the Council. It was the way they fought. Other species had long since abandoned kinetic weaponry in favor of energy-based combat. The humans, however, had perfected both. Their ships fired slugs of hyper-dense metal at relativistic speeds, tearing through shields that should have been impenetrable. They didn't just disable enemy ships. They annihilated them, reducing them to drifting debris in seconds. They did not come for negotiations, the Zith representative murmured, its gelatinous form quivering. They did not ask for reparations. They did not even issue a formal declaration of war. No, Jular agreed grimly. They came for vengeance. At that moment, a new transmission arrived. The Union's high command expected a demand, perhaps a threat. What they received was a cold, precise statement. We will not seek war with the Union. We will not expand beyond our borders. But if any of you so much as touch another human world, we will do to your fleets what we did to the Drath.